All right, hello, welcome back. Today we're gonna be doing the segment addition postulate. So all we're gonna do is find the like indicated. So basically, for this problem, we're gonna find whatever this question mark is, and a way to figure that out is first let's do a quick example real quick. There you go. So basically, like for instance, we'll call this the front of it A. We'll call like right here. We'll call this B, and we'll call this C. Now we want to find out. So let's see. We'll say this is AB, and then we'll say this is BC. But we want to find out whatever AC is, and we can figure that out with the numbers given. All right, cool. This. All right. Let's start this. Okay, so we're given HF. You see the start of it, the end of it. So let's write HF equals 10. And we're also given GF. One. Cool. So the way I would set this up is that if I want to find out whatever HG is, because that's the question mark indicated, then how can I set it up? Well, I'll set it up like this. So I'll set it up as let's see, GF plus HG equals HF. Cool. Now we have our problem set up. Now all we're gonna do is plug numbers in. So if we know what GF is 1, so 1. We don't know HG, so we leave it as HG. And then we know HF, which is 10. So now all we're going to do is subtract 1 by both sides to get HG by itself. And once you do that, you'll get HG equals 9. And that's HG. Cool. Let's work on this problem. Question 2. All right, cool. So let's count. So let's first write down what we know. We know RT equals 13. And we know RS is equal to 1. So we want to find ST. Okay then. Well, same thing we do. So let's say so RT is 13, so the 13, or let's do this way better. RT equals, well, we know RS plus ST. Now let's plug in. So RT, we know RT to be 13. All right, let's see. RT, what the hell? 13 equals, and so 13 equals RS is 1 plus ST, because we don't know ST, I'm trying to figure ST. Now, what we do to get SD by itself, we subtract by 1. Once we do that, we'll get 12 equals ST. And that is the length of ST. That is the length between right here, and here. That's the length of that. The length of here and here, that is 13. We want the length of this. Cool. All right, let's do this one. This one looks a little trickier, but we got this. All right. Where's my? Okay, cool. So first, let's write down what we know. Well, we know TV is equal to 32. We know, and we know UV to be 20. Let's whichever you. There you go. And TU is, well, you don't know it. You're gonna figure that out. Coolio. All right, let's set it up again. So we know TV is equal to TU plus UV. And we know TV to be 32. We don't know TU, so that's that. And we know UV to be 20. Cool. Now what do? Of course, we subtract by 20 on both sides. And then we get 12 equals TU. Perfect. Let's do this one over here. So right now we're trying to find DE. So let's write it down. So we know CE equals 30. You know CD to be equal to 14. And we want DE. Cool. So let's set it up again. We'll do C equals CD plus DE. So 30 equals C equals 14 plus DE. And of course, we subtract 14 by both sides. So minus 14 on both sides. And then you get, what's 14 minus 30? Well, we get 16. So 16 equals DE. Cool. So we saw this first. Cool. All right. Let's do question 5 now. Okay. So this time it looks a little more complex, but we still got this. All right. So we know IL to be, let's write IL. So IL is equal to 26. Cool. We know ij is equal to 9. And we know jk to be equal to 11. But we want il. No, we want KL. Sorry about that. We want KL. Here, find KL. Cool. So, same process. Let's do it. Let's do K. So let's do KL is equal to IJ plus JK plus KL. So we know KL to be 26. We know IJ, I mean, to be, I think that is 9. Yeah, that's 9. So I to be 9. It's JK, which is 11 plus KL. So then what I would do first, I'll add 9 plus 11, that's 20. And 20, and subtract 20 on both sides. We get 6 equals K. That's your answer. If you have any confusion of where I'm getting these numbers are, is right here. So we look, so we see this line right here, and this line right here is I to L. That's 26. And then from here to here, that's IJ. So the number is 9. And from here to here, that's 11. And well, we didn't know what KL was, so from here, and we wanted to figure that out. Cool. All right. This one we want HJ. So this time we're not given the whole length of GJ, like the whole length of the bar, but that's still fine. We don't really need it. Solve it out anyways. So first I notice GI. So let's do GI is equal to 7. IJ is equal to 12. Equal to 12. And GH is equal to 2. Okay, cool. So what's one way we should start about this? Let's see. Well, if we know GI, you know it's GI, and this to be 12, then we can do. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. So if you want to figure out what HJ is, let's see. What HJ is? Let's know solve this. First, what do we do? So you want to figure out the length from. You want to figure out this length here. What is happening to me? I figure out this whole length thing. All right, cool. We can do that. So first thing I would do is, well, if I want to get h by itself, So I want to get h to I, because first I want to figure out what h to I is. So, and I know, but I know gi. So gi equals. Oh, but I don't know. Let's do gi minus gh equals. Yeah, sorry about that. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's wrong with my computer today. I can with you. So if we know, so we know gi equals gh plus hi. Now we don't know hi, but we do know gi and gh. So we know 7 equals 2 plus hi, and extract 2 on both sides. What do you get? You'll get 5 equals hi. So 5 is the length of here, and if we want to know the length between h and j, and we know ij, all we gotta do is, oh, we can add them up now. Let me just erase all this. So we know 5 to be over here. So let's do, yeah, we want hj, so we do hj equals to hi plus ij. So we do 5 plus 12 equals hj, and that is equal to, well, what's 5 plus 12? 17. So so hj is 17. This whole length right here, that is 17. Cool. Let's do one more. Sure, we saw this. Let's do one more. Let's do this one right here. Okay. So we know EB is equal to 49, and we know DC to be equal to 16. Well, we want to figure out the length of EC. But we also know DB is equal to 30. Cool, cool, cool. All right, sorry about that. Okay, let's. I just had to get a quick drink of water. So first, let's set up the equation. So let's set up as ED plus DB equals EB. The reason why is because we know E to D. Yeah, we know E to D, and we know EDB. Cool. Okay. So let's do this. So we want ED, but we know DB and we know EB. So we want ED. So we do ED plus 30 equals 49. Now what do you do here to get ED by itself? We subtract by 30 on both sides, and then we get ED is equal to 19. Cool. So now we know ED. So resolve this. Then we write this up here. E is 19. Perfect. Now to get EC, well, let's set the equation first. So we do ED plus DC equals EC. Because we know this to be 19. We know this to be 16, and now we want the length of that here. Let me see if we draw a straight line. Cool. So we do 19 plus 16 equals EC. So we do 35 because 19 plus 16 is 35 is equal to EC. Cool. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.